Here it goes. Got it. Got it. Denver has
Good if it goes.
And let's go. We're finally live. Shout out to Winge, who's been up bright and early in Serbia waiting for this for about half an hour. But we're finally live. It's the DNBA show, Thursday night edition. I'm hosting this time. It's Brendan Vogt. To my right, my good friend. He's like a decent coworker, I guess. Adam Montes. Adam, what's cracking?
Probably, hopefully a better friend than coworker. Not the best coworker.
No, but you are a great friend. Below Adam, it's Harrison Wind. What's cracking?
Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? Katy looks like Jamal Murray in those videos. A lot of Jamal Murray vibes.
Oh, wow. Fourth quarter in San Antonio. And next to Harrison Wind, it's everyone's favorite graphic designer and rabid sports fan, Eric Weedham. D-line.
Yeah. I don't feel like this is the first time that my last name's been used. I feel like you're revealing too much of me.
Well, it's your birthday, so I'm going to treat you like a human being as a treat.
It's true.
It is my birthday, and then I appreciate being treated like a human being for once.
It's it's not just the four of us tonight. Thank goodness we have a very, very special guest. As you may have been able to guess from that. Oh, am I frozen, guys?
No, you're good.
As you may have been able to guess from that intro video, we're joined tonight by Altitude TV, Altitude Radio, and the Nuggets host, reporter, analyst. It's Katy Winge.
You guys.
Yeah!
We did it!
As soon as it started rolling, this is what I did.
You didn't like Adam's attempt at a full pander?
Did you find that? No, and I'm actually an okay dancer, but you wouldn't be able to tell that I have any sort of coordination from that video. Like me celebrating. Wow,
Hey, that was
It's all right.
victory.
We've got your TikTok. It's fine. We know you can dance.
Okay, yeah, thank you, yeah. Eric, happy birthday, too. I'm so sorry. Through all the technical difficulties, I forgot to wish you a happy day.
Listen, your presence here is a gift in and of itself. And the fact that Brendan is out of here, a second gift. It's addition by subtraction.
Man.
Katy, as somebody who's also hit a lot of game-winning shots in my basketball career, when you get in those moments, you just black out. You just black out. You don't know what's going on. You have no body control.
It's true. That's accurate. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn up my mic here if I can. I don't know how.
That sounded good.
We have had the craziest run of technical difficulties to open this up. I didn't even notice just now that Brendan Vogt is gone. So
Which is crazy because I feel like we've not had a ton of technical difficulties in the history of this show.
Well,
here we are.
let me just introduce you to some. I feel like it's possible.
Actually, this is actually a fun question, I guess, as we wait for our host to return. But, give us a great technical difficulty, this show, technical difficulties, whatever. But have you been at Pepsi Center when, you've had to think on the fly with a technical difficulty and it's just oh, my God, what do we do?
Oh, yeah. Is my mic better now?
No.
Is it louder?
It's fine.
No,
Yeah, sure.
still the exact same.
It's fine.
Okay, well, I'm trying to mess with it on the side, but I'll just try and talk really loud. So when I had my first job with the Nuggets and I was the in-arena reporter, there was so much coordination that had to happen between my director upstairs and then the audio person upstairs and the people downstairs and me holding my mic. So I would get cued by my stage manager and the camera would have to be on me and that would come from the guy way up top and then the audio guy would have to be on the same page there too.
Yeah.
There were multiple instances where I would start reporting and I would be hang on. Looking around can I just not hear me? Or what is happening here? And then you'd be so tonight the Denver Nuggets. So tonight the Denver Nuggets. And then eventually you get to where you're supposed to be, and usually it ends up starting right in the middle of your sentence. So you're wow, that was ridiculous, but here's what I was supposed to say 5 times ago for those who've been watching.
Yeah.
Right. It's always uncomfortable, too.
Yeah, we live in an era where, we're so fortunate that, given the circumstances, we can still do things like this and still have shows and still produce content, but we're all learning and we're all trying new things, and everyone is on the internet, so there's always glitches.
On one hand, it's totally sucked because, there's Brendan.
Oh, look
Hey,
at
guys.
that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We got him.
We got it.
Perfect way to start a show, right? Adam, you want to just host? You've got the rest of that rundown, right?
No, you're good. You're good. I asked
Okay.
my one question.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that it has sucked without sports, but we have been able to get a little creative, which I think is always good for the soul.
Yeah, totally.
Katy, you had I'm sorry if you guys covered this already. I was restarting my computer. You had a happy hour with Paul Millsap earlier today, right? A virtual one?
I did, yes. So I've been doing a couple virtual happy hours. I've had Tori on. I've had I had Will Barton on last week, and he gave me like a full MTV Cribs tour of his house and or closet, which
That's
was
awesome.
like pretty phenomenal. We were like just like hanging out talking, and I was like, well, like where do you get your fashion inspiration from? And he's like, you know, like I just like wear whatever I feel like. That's what Thrill does. I feel like the Thrill has to thrill. And I was like, I was like, are you at home right now? And he was like, yeah, why? And I was like, so like you're like near your closet. He's like, yeah. And I was like, are you on your phone? And he's like, he like figured out where I was going. And I was like, so can we see the closet? He's like, well, I have too. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, let's see the whole thing.
Do you guys
Thrill's
want
got
to see
two?
my
For
closet?
both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, my closet is not very exciting. Not very
Is
exciting.
is Brendan gonna Brendan on this one?
My closet has all of my dirty clothes that would have been in
Oh.
the shot, but I had to shovel them in before the show started.
Katy, do you think your closet more resembles Votes or Will Barton's?
Probably
somewhere in
Barton's,
the
man.
middle.
Yeah.
In the middle. So I live in a house, like an old house that was built in like 1920. So the closet space
Weird
is
flex.
very limited. Half of my clothes are in like totes or Tupperware in the basement, and I have to like rotate when like the seasons change. So like, I like to think I'm a pretty stylish person, but it's like a whole mess of clothes.
So when you're doing those happy hours, is that for you? Are you checking back in with these guys? Have you talked to them or seen them in any other capacity?
No. So this is a lot of the time the happy hours are the first time that I've interacted with them, other than like maybe having one or two of them on Sports Social, which is like altitude show that airs during the day. We've had a couple of coaches and guests on within the Nuggets organization on that as well. A couple of the guys like will just like comment back and forth in social media stuff, but other than that, no. Like this is my first one-on-one. Like, hey, how are you doing as a human more than just as a player? Like, are you okay? Are you doing okay without basketball? Like, what is your life like right now when your world has been completely flipped upside down?
Yeah.
And
Is he doing
it's been
okay?
Really cool. Paul's great. Like, Paul
Okay,
has,
good.
like, a gym and a weight room, and like his whole family's in Denver, so like he is living the dream. Honestly, the Nuggets gym, the practice facility, opened this week. And he talked with a couple of the coaches and was like, well, should I come in? And they were like, you have more than what you need. Like, no. Like, let the guys who need the gym space come in and work. So
Paul's the guy
it's
I'm
really
least
fun.
worried about, I think, on the team.
I
I think
know.
he's set up. I think he's set up for success.
Although, have you guys
Yeah.
seen? So we know in Atlanta he has his whole training facility. Like, there's 3 full-size courts at that one facility. But on Instagram and other platforms, he's posted his in-house basketball court.
Yeah.
Very suspect house. I don't know, or court. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's only like 12 feet wide.
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty much like it's like as wide as the lane, but maybe like 2 feet wider. You know.
I love the idea that
You wonder why his mid-range game is so good.
That
All
is
he practices
cram spacing.
because he
I like the
can
idea
go
though
further out.
that I like the idea that you could have a basketball court in your house and it's suspect. Like it's
Well,
not up
that's-
to it's not up to Adam's standards. Like
I think people don't realize how rich full-size basketball court is in the house. Like that's
you're like,
unreal.
what, dude? Really? 12-inch court,
Full
12-foot court.
Paul is lucky. I mean, I think a lot of the players and even some of us in the media are experiencing a bit of an identity crisis without basketball. But he has a hobby, Katy. He's very into magic. So are you just first of all, are you in on magic, and are you in on Paul Millsap's magic?
I mean, yes. Is there another answer to either
Yeah,
of those
what-
questions?
yeah, right.
Some people are out on magic
Are
altogether.
you out on magic, Vote? Are you out on magic?
Yeah, I don't need
Those-
magic in my life. But
Those people are very sad inside.
Yeah, that,
You know what?
what a
That's
great
accurate.
sequence of sentences.
Yes, 100% yes. Like they don't have anything to look forward to. Some sort of magic.
Unbelievable.
I asked Paul about this. I was like, where does your TikTok inspiration come from? Like, where was your idea to do the magic? And I was so blown away by his answer. He was like, in so many words. I wanted to like embarrass my kids or get under my kids' skin.
Perfect. That's a
And
great answer.
the kids think that it's like so cheesy. And I was like, I didn't know what I expected the answer to be, but I was like, NBA dads are just like any other dad. Like they just
hold
want
on.
to embarrass their kids.
Aren't we all dad's children? Is he trying to embarrass us all? He's dad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
well,
yeah.
yeah, this is funny because me and Dempsey got into it a little bit because the Abs guys, because the altitude show that we have on Sports Social, we have the Abs crew on there too. And
Yeah.
so when we talk about some of the Nuggets players on a pretty high level, it just goes like right over the Abs guys' heads in a lot of ways. Like, wait, that's their nickname or that's that? Like the really detailed Nuggets stuff. Sometimes they struggle with like knowing who that is. So I promote the happy hour tonight being like, yeah, we're going to have the dad of Denver on. And Katy was like, wait, what? His name is the dad of
It's
Denver?
like me.
And I was like, well, yeah. And Dempsey was like, that's Katie's name for him. Like, she self-proclaimed him the dad of Denver.
Dempsey's
So I
out of
went
his
on
mind.
I know. I went on the happy hour and I was like, Paul, do you like being called the dad of the Denver Nuggets? What do you think? And he's like, actually, I prefer Uncle Paul because I'm not
Uncle
as disciplined.
Paul.
They're not my kids. I like have fun with them. I'm like the cool uncle. And
You
PJ
know-
Dozier actually jumped on during the broadcast and was like, "What up, Uncle?"
That's awesome. That's awesome. He
So
probably
there you
could be PJ's uncle. I have some news for Millsap. He's a dad. He's a dad.
He's dead.
I know. It just is what
He's
it
just
is.
such a
at this
dad.
point. Like,
when you're learning magic
We don't-
to embarrass your kids.
Yeah, we don't always get to choose our own nicknames, unfortunately. For example, I
know.
named a company D-Line, and suddenly it's my nickname. I didn't choose that. They chose me.
You are your company.
Katie,
yeah.
do you have any nicknames, Katie? Do your people? Because I
Well,
call you
like,
Special
are we-
K sometimes, but that doesn't work.
So, are we talking like my evolution of nicknames?
Yes,
my first,
please,
Like
that's-
my first
Yeah,
nickname ever.
whatever you're comfortable being referred to as from this point
Well,
on
this
is what you should
funny.
tell us.
So don't use this one, please.
Yeah, we won't. We won't.
This is one of the ones where I did a Q&A on Instagram like a couple days ago, and they were like, "What's the worst nickname you've ever had?" And in elementary school, someone started calling me Katy Wedgie.
Yeah, you don't want to be called
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That
middle
was like
school
a thing
nickname.
for a really long time,
That's
and I
good,
just was
though.
like, "Okay, whatever, that's fine." Because my last name is Winge, I was Winge all the way through high school. Like the easy name when I was playing on the court, all of the above. It was just like Winge. Then it was like K-Dub, Wings for a while.
These are all good nicknames.
Yeah, Wing.
Yeah. I've had
Like
this
a-
one. Special K
like-
from, yeah.
Yeah, like
Wings-
my
Wings
name's
works.
my name's Eric Weedham, and in elementary school they called me Air Dick Weeby Dub.
Yeah.
Very middle school nicknames.
I would
for sure.
have killed for Wedgie or Winged or whatever any of these.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Well, it's been tough. We're all scrambling, stretching for content, trying to fill in this gap here. ESPN, I guess they're dipping deep into the nostalgia bag here. They released the all-time starting five for every team in the NBA. And Katie, I don't know if you've seen this. You did not have to prep for this show, so don't worry if I just stressed you out. The Nuggets all-time starting five. Kel, I think we have this if we can bring it up. There's going to be 4 names on there. I think just about everyone would expect, but there's one. There's one
Kel's completely gone.
exclusion. Nope, not that one.
We'll come back to
Job
that.
here. No.
No.
I have no idea what we're talking about. But
Well,
Kel's
I'll just
gone,
say
so
it.
I don't know what to do.
Such a
No
unreal.
Nikola Jokic. They went with Mutombo as the starting center, and I just want to read this little excerpt from Royce Young, who wrote the paragraph. You might be wondering the same question I wondered aloud for 48 minutes to myself. No Nikola Jokic. You're goddamn right we are,
First
Royce.
of all, 48 minutes. 48 minutes to get the wrong answer. Come on.
Yeah,
Now.
what a specific amount of time, too. 48? But yeah, so listen, this is a travesty. This is to everyone, right? Adam, I mean, Jokic has to be in this. I know he's only 25.
So
but
here's my hot take about this. And look, guys, we've all made lists, and lists are done. I've always
We
said
made
this
some
before,
last
I don't-
night.
This way, exactly lists.
No, Adam actually did not make a list last
I
night.
did-
We all did.
it was
Adam
kickoff,
did.
So I did not make a list. I had a collection of names in an order. But this, for example, Dikembe Mutombo, in my opinion, is the third best Denver Nuggets center. Behind, of course, Jokic at number 1, and Dan Issel.
Oh.
Dan Issel's he's second in every statistic in Nuggets history behind Alex English. Come on, guys. I honestly believe that 4 of Jokic's 5 seasons were better than Mutombo's best season as a Nugget. He was great as a Hawk. He went to another level. But in my opinion, Jokic, all the advanced stats, all the regular stats point to this other than block shot.
Mutombo was also only a Nugget for 5 seasons.
That's what I was going to say.
Which is the same amount of time Jokic has been a Nugget, and Jokic will obviously be a Nugget for many more seasons. So you can't have the longevity argument either.
Well, the one thing I will say going for Mutombo is that I have a poster that was hanging in my childhood bedroom of Dikembe Mutombo.
We all had that poster, right?
I have
The
no
Mount Mutombo
Nikola
poster?
Jokic posters. So
Yeah, I don't know. Do they make Jokic posters?
I don't think so.
I
They
want
make
one.
posters at all anymore?
No, they certainly don't. They don't.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is,
probably true.
that's another damning
Travesty.
fact for
That
going
is
against
travesty.
Jokic.
I feel like they should bring back posters, and they should also bring back baseball cards. I know they're dumb, and you're a kid, you're like, I'm collecting this, and it's going to be worth millions.
Such an old guy
Well,
take.
This
To
is
go
an old
just,
guy take.
just pining for paper, like literal paper.
NBA basketball cards are making a comeback. I don't know if you've
Really?
seen.
I
Are
didn't
they?
know this.
Yeah, I think it might even be just a quarantine thing, but they have made a comeback. I've got friends who are wheeling and dealing NBA cards.
Harrison, are you friends
Like a
with
black market.
children? Are you friends with 8-year-olds? Like, what's
No,
going on?
these are people my age who are
Okay.
probably making more money than I am, just wheeling and dealing sports cards.
Wheeling and dealing.
I am being serious though. There's an artistry to cards, and then also when you're a kid, when I was a kid, I guess having cards is how I learned about players. I still remember getting an Alonzo Mourning rookie card.
Oh, yeah.
And people being like, "You want to hold on to that one? That guy's going to be a star." That's how I learned about Alonzo Mourning. They should make a comeback for the kids, for the children.
You have children. Why don't you buy them cards? You can make this happen.
That's a good point.
Because Adam's kids will just tear him in half immediately.
Well, that's what kids do, actually. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well, so
Not a Disney
there's your answer.
princess? Bye-bye.
Do you have to wait? Is it fair to if I'm in Milwaukee, can I pencil Giannis in as a top 3 buck of all time? Do you really have to wait for anything more to unfold, or is Jokic already? I mean, he's probably the best player in Nuggets history, but time will tell, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, well, it seems like we milked that for all it's worth. We can move on now to something a little more fun.
And with 3 sheepage he has. Yeah.
Katie, we're going to play a game you've probably heard of. Pretty straightforward. It's called Overrated, Underrated.
Oh.
Right.
We
Can't
got
wait.
some local stuff, some stuff from back home for you, and some questions about your job right now. So, overrated, underrated, Katie, we'll start with something I think a lot of people wish they could do. You get to do it. Flying with the team. Overrated, underrated. Traveling with the team.
Underrated. Underrated.
Yeah.
I think this
Yeah.
has to be underrated, yeah.
Why is that?
100% yes.
Because the plane is so luxurious.
Well, yes, but all the things that come along with it. I mean, we fly charter, so we leave whenever we want to leave.
Ooh, yeah, that's
we don't have to go through security really. We go through one little scan and then we just walk onto the plane. We are what we can the broadcast crew are what we consider non-essential personnel. So we're at the way back of the plane and pretend we don't exist, to be
Sure.
honest with you. But we still get to reap all the amenities that the team does. So
Totally.
we get the food on the plane.
Is the food overrated or underrated?
I think it's honestly what you would expect it to be.
Okay.
Appropriately rated.
It's good food. It's not airplane food. It's
That
catered
sounds
in.
underrated then.
I mean, yeah, I would think so, but it's also the team isn't going to be eating airplane food. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
really good options.
That would be a crime.
Do you get,
so-
though, the occasional FaceTime or conversation on the plane with a player that you wouldn't elsewhere?
We sit in the way back of the plane. I'm not exaggerating.
So it
The
really
players
doesn't happen
sit
at all.
in the way front
Yeah.
of the plane. Every once in a while when we're on the bus, going to the games, if I'm on the same bus as one of the players, which usually there's 5 or 6 guys on the first bus with the broadcast people that go over. And we'll get a FaceTime at they'll be FaceTiming and yelling in the back or doing something or whatever. But they usually have their headphones in, they're usually listening to music, MJ jams, that's what the Nuggets guys are doing too. So
Right.
that's a very NBA thing. But we stay in the nicest hotels. We eat the best food. It is like so
Sounds
far
like our
above and
lives.
beyond
Yeah.
what I could even imagine.
I've got to think that leaving right after the game is the best perk, because if we fly to cover a game, we're leaving at 5:30 a.m. the next morning on a Frontier flight.
I actually sneaky hated you guys last year in the playoffs when it was like, all right, game's over and this drive and the taxi and this or that. And then I look up and you guys are like, just landing, and I'm like, oh my god, I've got like 6 hours of travel ahead of me.
Yes.
It's the worst.
Yes.
I wish I could have taken the pin over. Would have skipped the trip to the ER in between. But,
Yeah.
Katy, you have done you've been talent in all these different forms. You've done a lot of different things. You've been a host, an analyst, on the sideline, post-game, pre-game, all of it. Sideline interviews. A lot of people are out on them these days. Are they overrated, underrated? Can they be salvaged? What are your thoughts on the sideline interview?
Well, the post-game interview, I think, is really important, and I like
sure.
that.
So is it?
Being able to talk to a player after, right away after a game, especially in close game situations, games that go down to the wire. I mean, the halftime interview with the assistant coach, I think that is exactly what they're going to say. They don't really
Right.
love doing it. We're
Right.
like, what'd you talk about at halftime? But we try and ask it in 50 different ways.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Katy,
so
this is all very interesting, but we need an overrated or an under. This is a game, Katy. There are rules to this game.
Then I'm going to say it's underrated because
Oh!
I want to see the post-game interview more than I care that the halftime interview is over.
All right.
That's great.
Fair
Good
enough.
answer.
That's such a good
Good
answer.
answer.
So much.
And I'll tell you this, too. One of the awesome things, and Altitude does a really good job of this, if I'm sideline reporter, and Vic is notorious for this because Vic knows literally everyone in the city of Denver,
Yeah.
he'll do
He
in-game
actually
interviews.
does.
That's Denver's uncle, by the way. That's Denver's uncle.
But he'll see someone sitting courtside and be like, Scott Bay, who's our producer, I'm going to go interview so-and-so right now courtside. And he's like, okay, sure. And it ends up being this, bomb interview with this, community Denver person, or it's Von Miller, or it's Drew Lock, or it's,
Right.
you know what I mean, this family.
Yeah.
And so, the art of the sideline interview, I think, is still beneficial to broadcast. That you just have to think a little bit more creatively about it. And coaches are going to give you the same, generic answers every single time. Malone is fantastic, and I think we take him for granted sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
He's wonderful post-game, but, I don't ever get him in-game. So
Right.
I get, an assistant coach who's like, well, I can't reveal too much because Malone will get mad at me, and,
Sure.
we're trying really hard, okay? So that's what it is.
Katy, we've seen you in Denver, but we've also seen you around the country. We get to work in some really cool venues. I've seen you at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, some would say. Overrated, underrated, MSG.
Oh boy.
This is a tough one.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
boy.
I think I know what her answer is already.
I know.
I-
You have to
okay.
hesitate.
It's overrated.
Wow.
Is it because of that
Okay.
ramp you have to walk up on the way? Does that just tire you out?
New York is amazing, and I love visiting it. And my Madison Square Garden story is actually really cool. My first time I went there, I was a graduate student at Northwestern, and I took a picture being like, someday I'm going to be here reporting for a team. And a year and a half later, I was there working for Altitude, covering the Nuggets, 2 years
That's awesome.
later.
That's
and
like
so
the-
that was amazing. But
Yeah.
now going back to it, I'm like, okay.
Over it.
It's very crowded. It's very dark. The court is not super well lit. The history there is phenomenal, and I'm a history nerd just as much as the next person. Honestly, I love basketball history and I love visiting different arenas. But that one, the security is so intense. Everything's kind of old school.
Yeah.
Everything's crowded. I
Plus
gotta
you're
call it out a little bit.
You get to the court and you're like, wow, MSG, the Knicks logo, but then it's it's DeAndre Jordan in a warm up and he doesn't care, and you're like, this isn't actually.
Plus, if you say anything bad about Madison Square Garden, you got to worry about getting banned for life.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
All
God.
in the arena.
We got to cut this out then. Katy can't get banned for life. She's called it overrated.
New York's a
To
big
this
market.
day, we're still watching the Knicks. So,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah,
Okay.
it's underrated. Whatever.
Yeah, well, that's the only part. Well, that'll be the clip we pull out. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, I've got some more rapid fire ones for you now
Oh.
before we hit a break.
No.
Couple of Denver specific things.
Just fire them out, bro. Just...
Green chili, very popular in Colorado. Overrated, underrated.
Overrated.
You know what, Katie? It was really great. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for going. Yeah.
There it is. You got it.
I love it. I love food, but like I'm not seeking out green chili. Like I'm not doing it.
Unbelievable.
I don't like crave it. I'm not like yes, that is so Colorado.
This is getting
Yeah.
worse, and every word is making this worse. It's just getting terrible.
I'm sorry I'm ruining your birthday.
We're just in a tailspin at this point.
Those who follow you on social media and Instagram probably know the answer to this one. Hiking, overrated, underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah, you're a big time
Strong
hiker.
agree. Strong agree.
Underrated. If you find the right spots, you guys, it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be long, and you can see some magical, wonderful things. So the people who don't like magic are the people who think that hiking is
Great
overrated.
take. Great take, Katie.
Hey, I like hiking.
Like that is.
All right,
So wait, are you saying you get to the top of a trail and then the card you picked is up there or something? What is it?
Yes.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
okay, let's go into your hometown now. Well, your home
Okay.
state. You're familiar with lakes, the concept of a
Very
lake.
familiar.
Yeah, overrated, underrated.
Of,
A
like,
still body of water.
Yeah,
What-
just lakes. Just,
Lakes.
Minnesota in general is underrated.
well, I was going to ask you that
Whoa.
one, but that was.
Oh,
This is
wow.
true, by the way. Minnesota in the summer is.
Well, unbelievable.
Yeah, but you have to add that second part, in the summer part.
that is
That's
true.
true. And there's like 2 months of summer, but it makes the rest of the year worthwhile. No, I love lakes. There's so many things you can do on it. I grew up like jet skiing and tubing. My dad is a huge fisherman, and so like I grew up learning to fish and going fishing with him all the time. There's nothing better. I love lake life in the summer is incredible.
So wait a minute. So when you experience the Los Angeles Lakers, do you feel anger towards that? What are your feelings about the Los Angeles Lakers?
My favorite piece one of them that Vic has ever done was like, where are all the lakes? Like going through the city and like finding little puddles.
The little river with no water.
It like hurts my heart a little bit because I'm like, there's the Showtime Lakers and they've obviously been so successful, but like that shouldn't be your name.
You just had like the Snowtime Lakers up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
one last one here for you, Katie. Chris Dempsey over at. Just kidding. Okay, let's go into a read. Harrison. I'm just kidding. Harrison, take us out.
All right, guys. The wait is finally over. DraftKings has brought legal sports betting to Colorado. Might have flown a little under your radar with not a lot of sports, but we still got stuff like the KBO going on, Bundesliga action too. And DraftKings Sportsbook is America's top-rated sportsbook app. It's not some offshore operation like other gambling sites. DraftKings is a legitimate sportsbook based right here in the U.S. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and use code DNVR when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000.
Betting on this Tiger Woods event.
Yeah, but of course
Nice.
must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonus is comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match to $500. But deposit bonus requires a 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem?
what grade do we
Call
give Harrison for this
1-800-GAMBLER.
That was a good one. That was smooth.
Do you think that was smooth?
The energy
wow,
was
you played on a curve. Wow.
The tone could have been a little bit
The
better.
tone could have been. Thank you, Katie.
With the music, like, can I get some smooth jazz?
Yeah, exactly. I gave you a sexy little
Yeah,
song.
make these
You
reads
could've-
sexy, Harrison.
Yeah, do you find Katie in your profession that your coworkers tear you down in the middle of you doing your job? That's really okay, good.
That's what happens to me on a nightly
Every day.
basis.
Let's see
On
if you
that
can bet
note-
on this one, Harrison.
On that note, it's time for our DraftKings pick of the week.
Let's go.
Oh,
I don't have one, guys, so carry me.
So this is a segment we do every week, along with DraftKings. Me and Adam each have a pick for this week.
Oh, I do.
Don't take our advice, or you can take it. Don't.
Just don't blame us. Just don't blame us.
Well, anyway, so the Tiger Woods, Peyton Manning, Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady.
Very excited.
I don't know what to call it. The foursome is this
Extravaganza.
weekend. Tiger and Peyton are actually minus 186 favorites, but I am taking for my DraftKings bet of the week that there will be an eagle in the tournament from one player or one team.
You mean like flying over the
That
course?
is plus 350, and I'll tell you why. They're playing best ball.
Oh, that's a good bet, Harrison. That's
They're
smart.
playing best ball, and I have a
play.
feeling they're just going to make this course super easy for Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Yeah, they can't.
I've got to think Tiger and Phil are going to clean up in this, and I'm taking plus 350 that there will be an eagle in the tournament.
Honest question, because I don't watch a ton of golf.
It's good odds.
Or any, but are Tiger and Phil are going to have all of the best balls, right? Like,
Yeah, how is this supposed to work?
Yeah.
I thought they would be mixed with each other. Why are they just the two best golfers versus the people that don't golf? I don't understand.
No. It is mixed. It is mixed.
Oh, it is
but
mixed.
I'm just saying,
Okay,
if you're
okay.
playing best ball, like you both tee off, and it's like, oh, Peyton, you're 100 yards behind Tiger. I guess it's Tiger this time again.
I'm gonna be so annoyed if Tom Brady is like low-key good at golf.
He's
Good at everything.
yeah. He's
I can't believe you lost me with green chili, but now you're right back. Your hatred
you're
of
right
Tom
back.
Brady
Well,
is right,
if,
right
if
back.
you're wondering, Brady's handicap is an 8. Peyton Manning's handicap is a 6.5.
Okay,
So Manning, the slightly better golfer, apparently.
slightly better.
Yeah. Better
Yeah.
a football player too. It's crazy.
So guys, we had some news today.
Oh,
And I know we have some like hollow news every day and
Yeah.
week about the NBA, but now it really seems like things are rolling. A bunch of different bloggers, reporters, even some players who are of course plugged in themselves were tweeting out some rumors today. Kale, if we have this tweet from Keith Smith, I think he tweeted out a complete timeline.
Oh.
So early June, back in facilities, mid to late June, there's a little camp. Early July, they're traveling to that single site. And then we should have games around mid-July with the season wrapping up around Labor Day. Harrison, is this about what you expected? And I mean, there's definitely some positivity now that we have a timeline, but we also have to wait a couple more months. Just what are your first thoughts on this alleged timeline?
I'm hyped. I'm into the timeline. I mean, as a big Summer League guy, I'm most concerned of when we're going to actually have
Yeah.
Summer League again.
That
That is my
We're
primary
gonna have
concern.
Summer League. I think
Yeah.
in 2021.
That's my primary
2022?
concern. Maybe it's going to be a little cooler in November in Vegas than it is in July normally. No, I'm hyped about the timeline. But yeah, we do have to wait 2 months here, and hopefully nothing crazy happens over the next 2 months.
Adam, does
So wait,
anything... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, did that insinuate that the season would be played out before the
So the
playoffs start?
latest that has come from like a bunch of different places was 5 games, right? It's like a 5-game. And again, this is all of the details that kind of trickle out are unofficial details. Keith Smith of Yahoo, you should mention, formerly of Yahoo.
Yeah, thank
So a guy who's actually reported on a lot of this stuff, also based in Orlando, so he has like a bunch of contacts at Disney. But this is just a loose timeline. And to me, here's the only thing I take away from this. We're getting rumors of timelines, which is better than 2 weeks ago when we didn't have anything. So I would say we've been, if this is like firm-based fact hard dates, we're like level 2. And I'm happy about that because we were at level 1 for 2 months.
Katie,
Should
does this
I-
give you more optimism about an actual season return? I mean, does this timeline seem viable to you? Seem reasonable?
Yeah, for sure. And even the news coming out today about how the NBA is partnering with like 5 or 6 different testing companies. I think
Right.
that's what kind of all of this relies on, is if they can get significant testing. And to me, the greatest question mark that has yet to be answered is like, are people going to be okay with players getting it? Because I think inevitably they're going to, as much as they want to
Right,
have it
yeah.
be a bubble. And like, say Nikola Jokic gets it, say LeBron James gets it, like in the middle of a playoff run.
Yeah.
Like, are we
Right.
canceling the season? Are we like delaying games even more? They're just the little details within that are like what is holding me up. I think at this point, I'm obviously very optimistic that the season will return, and I'm ready for some answers, as I'm sure all of you guys are too. We've been in like this holding period for what feels like forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So any answers right now is like a great thing for me. But until those couple things are solidified, I don't know if I'm like totally all in on like, yes, it's for sure happening.
They're just going to have to play it by ear. the NBA is going to have to play this completely by ear because there's no game plan for this. Like, they're not going to know going in what's going to happen if LeBron and Anthony Davis get COVID-19. Like, they're not going to know. They're going to have to play it by ear and see what the sense is just around everything that's going on if that happens.
To me, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know if I can make it another 2 months. Hasn't that been the break we've had? Hasn't that?
But here's the thing: is that you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know.
It's gonna
I mean,
be-
I think to me, like, this is going to happen. I mean, the key question is, will they get to finish it? But well, I mean, I'm just stoked that there's an effort. I mean,
My next question too then is, does this become the norm for the NBA's calendar?
Like schedule,
If-
yeah.
Yeah,
I certainly
if
hope
this is the pushback, and we get into this. Is it like we start on Christmas and then it's like, hurry, is next season shortened? Like
Right.
that is like, okay, is this our new reality, guys?
Forget about the current
schedule?
coronavirus world and just how would you feel if the season was December through end of July? Like, what do you think of that in a vacuum?
I mean, it helps because you compete less with the NFL.
Yeah.
Like less of the overlap there, so the NBA kind of gets its own thing. I don't know what the WNBA would do too, if like they're trying to
yeah.
combine those seasons, and then
Right.
like how does that scheduling work, because they're both under the same umbrella with the NBA, and so I don't know what that would look like either. I mean, realistically, I'm still covering the NBA, so like I don't really care.
Sure.
Yeah.
right.
Like
Yeah.
we play inside. Like, does it really matter? I don't know. Like,
Well-
having kids be out of school, does that matter? Does like
Yeah.
summer camp, like those types of things, does that
Right.
matter?
Do you
like-
care though that Harrison might get broken up with if most of his summer is eaten up by the NBA?
That is, I will say that like selfishly, I love
Yeah.
being on a teacher's schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
I
It's
really
the
did.
best.
Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
having my summers
And
basically off.
You guys are some Scottie Pippins out here, not trying to f up your summers.
and we imagine the players feel that way too, right? I mean, I'm sure that's like the biggest barrier.
Yeah.
The
is
players do. The players definitely feel that way, but when you let them know how much their revenue is going to go up if this
Yeah.
is on an alternate schedule, they'll quickly get behind you. I think.
Well, and
Practical as
the-
always, but-
Okay, so you would be off from July until like November, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
it's-
is that really that different than being off from June until
guys want-
like?
You want a hot take? July through December. That's like peak. That's the best time of year, actually. The fall is gorgeous. You get a little bit of summer. You get September, October,
Yeah.
which are just absolutely stunning. I think it's great.
It's
Also, if
cheaper.
you're in,
It's cheaper travel too. If you
That's
want to
another
go
question.
abroad, the flights
Yeah.
are cheaper.
I was gonna say, if
gotta
you're an
save
NBA
money.
star, it can be a summer any time of year, man.
That's
Just
so
hop
true.
on a
That's
plane
right. Somewhere
and make
in the
it
world,
happen.
somewhere.
All right, well, that's some positive news. That's some encouraging news. Let's keep it rolling and keep it light with something absolutely ridiculous. How does a game of DNVR draws sound to you, ladies and fellas?
Sounds
Katy,
great to me.
DNVR draws, also known as Battle Pictionary.
Yeah, yep.
Eric, D-Line's going to draw something live. We'll go head-to-head. We'll set you up against either me or Wind or Adam, and
Okay.
we'll just
I
have
think it's
to
just
guess.
it's battle royale.
Battle Royale? Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Free
Whoever-
for all.
Yeah. I want to respond to a comment I'm seeing here from Vince Belusak. Is D-Line the voice of the comic book store owner of The Simpsons? Worst comment ever. All right.
That's a great comment, actually.
All right, let's see here. So, guys, you
called
want to
you
play a
Winge.
little?
Oh, we need some music, huh? We had a. There we go. It's a little.
Yeah,
Any
now we're
category
chilling.
or anything?
Basketball.
Oh, great.
You guys ready for this? Can you see it? All right,
Yeah.
first, let's go.
Let's see what we got. Is it first one to guess?
Yeah.
Are we all battling?
Pickaxe,
That's a pickaxe.
pickaxe.
Nuggets logo. Nuggets logo.
Okay.
Maxi Minor.
Coal miner. Gold digger.
Oh no.
Oh, I really don't know.
This is a pot of gold.
Yeah.
Eric, I thought you were a better drawer than this.
All right, hold on. This one's going off the rails here.
Nugget.
Whoa, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this.
Maybe I'll give it more of a.
Axe and is that a muffin?
Hammer.
May-
I'm like a cupcake.
okay.
Cupcake?
Or maybe we'll.
a cup of coffee, perhaps?
Yeah.
He's panicking. I've never
He's
seen it. I've
panicking.
never seen
No, I'm not. I'm not panicking. I'm panicking for you.
Is
Well,
somebody getting bread? Making bread?
Pickaxe and a roll. Pickaxe and roll.
wait, what? What? No, what? What?
No?
Pickaxe and roll?
Yeah. Is that not right?
Like
It's pick and roll. Pick and roll. Pick and roll. What is pickaxe and roll?
Pickaxe and Roll was like a name of an SB Nation blog in 2005.
That's cool. That's
Okay, just to be clear, none of these are SB Nation blogs from 2005. Just in case there's any confusion going forward. These are basketball terms.
All right.
All right, ready?
Do you have like a good one, or is that the only one you have?
Yeah.
Katy,
do you know how to draw?
Do you find that
I
when you're
know.
working with professionals like Vic Lombardi, Chris Dempsey, that they harangue you the entire time you're trying to do your job?
We've
All right, so
established the answer is yes.
here's another one. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. So no one got that one.
That's a loss for you, by the way. That's how that works. Doctor
Pepsi
point.
can. A Pepsi,
Pepsi,
can.
the can. Pepsi Center.
Pepsi Center.
Pepsi Center. It's yep. All right, Brendan. B1.
I feel like
Let's
I
go.
set you up for that. I feel like I
You
tossed
did.
It up
You
and
did.
You like knocked it out.
Wait, do I
Yeah,
get
but, like-
any credit for the one? What the?
No.
No, you said pickaxe and roll. And what am I
You know
supposed to
what
do with
the
that?
key is? You know what the key is there?
Yes.
All right. What about this one, guys? All right, ready? Uh-huh.
Okay.
Bobo.
Oh, Bobo. Yeah, this is too easy.
That's the third time you've done Bobo.
I was just kidding. I was just kidding about that.
Escalate quickly. Too.
I literally do that one every
was,
time.
Like, taking a turn really.
I literally do that one every time. All right, this is the real one. Ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Oh, those are pants. Those are feet. Those are shorts.
It's a player. We've got a man.
Oh, Dirk, the Jokic soundboard shuffle.
It's the Soundboy Shuffle. Look at that.
Right.
Wow.
Man, I could see the soundboard
Wow.
shuffle everywhere.
Oh, I like that little heel
Yeah, look at the
right
little
there.
leg up.
That's
You know what-
cute.
You want to know a hilarious detail
Wow.
here? Wrong foot, bro. Wrong
I
foot.
know,
It's a
listen.
Right-footed step.
You don't understand, man. Like my heart's still beating from that pick and roll debacle.
Katie, you're an artist. You appreciate details, right? Like not everybody does. Like Eric, for
Yes.
example.
Yeah. Takes a very special person to recognize things like that, Adam. Well done.
So what are we looking at here? Brendan has 1 point. Adam
You're
has
like
1
6
point.
points right now. If there was any justice to this game.
All right, so Adam has. We've only done a few, but Adam has 6 points by his own calculations, and Brendan has 1 point. Okay, so this is winner takes all here. This is winner takes all.
Whew, okay.
Winner
Same
takes
thing.
all. Makes it almost feel like those first two didn't count.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't feel like they counted. Okay.
It's a basket. That's a hoop.
That's a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
So far, I'm right on. Okay,
That's a net.
we got the nets there.
Rainbow. Made shot. 3-pointer.
Airball.
Air ball.
Adam's so smart. Did you go to basketball
All
college?
right, so the final score:
good,
Adam
buddy.
7, Brendan 1.
I have 0. That's
Yeah, you do have
embarrassing.
0. I wasn't going to point that out, but it's hard to deny the
You guys
facts.
will have to, yeah. I didn't understand, so you'll have to have me on again now that I'm not a rookie. So I'm saying.
Wind, I think it's time for our second read.
And then
You
the
ready?
steps. Then we
Yeah,
wrap up.
Steph, baby.
Yeah, our second read here. So we had the Tahoe Open last weekend, our WGT DNVR golf event. I did not fare that well. I think Adam might have gotten like a top 15 or something in a tournament that he set up that was supposedly catered to him.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank
poor
you. Yeah.
performance there. But I think we might be having one this weekend. If you want to get involved, download WGT, which I think has got to be one of the best iPhone games out there. Super realistic golf game.
It's the best iPhone game out
I
there.
love whatever it is you're doing. I'm with it. This is a great. You're so talented, Eric. Like you're.
No, I know that. I know that.
Well, okay.
No, I know
I
that.
know I went too.
This is
far.
what
I
it's
take
like
it
to
back.
work with an
No
artist.
self-esteem issues here.
No, it's terrible. It's
This
terrible.
one is Harrison Wind doing a read.
Oh, that's great. Who took that off? That was supposed to stay on.
That's great.
Harrison,
Well, you can
you gonna
download
finish
WGT from DNVRGolf.com. Also, you can still get 20% off Strava Craft Coffee on StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use promo code DNVR20. Of course, Strava Craft Coffee is packed with CBD, helps us get through these podcasts. I'll probably heat up a pot later tonight when I've got to edit this podcast.
Yes, good news. Good news. I DM'd Lindsay. We straightened it out. The K cups are on their way.
Unbelievable.
On their way.
Katie, every time we do a read for Strava Craft Coffee, Vote uses this time to complain about the free coffee he's been given. It's the wrong format.
Yeah.
It's not coming quickly enough. It's disgusting. It's a sham. All right, sorry.
He's
Win,
a
please.
snob. Coffee
He is a
snob.
I am a snob.
But you can get it online for 20% off when you use the code DNVR20.
Or for free.
All right, we have a guest in ready for the steps. Kate, go ahead and bring him in.
Jarrett, what's cracking, brother?
Wow,
Oh,
Jared, oh god,
no,
this is the day
Jarrett.
of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We should have known. We should have known. Do you have is there a way to turn your mic up, Jarrett? I mean, you were so low, bro.
You had a mic last time, dog. You were killing it. That's
Well,
the
we can
Jarrett-
hear it. We
That's
can
the
hear it
Jarrett
if
we
you-
were expecting.
Yeah, if you yell, we can hear you.
Yeah, scream at the top of your lungs right now.
Might not be the night.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's the night.
Oh,
I could set up my mic.
what a cursed night. Good thing we have a 3-day weekend coming up.
I feel
You know what?
like this
He's
is my
out.
fault.
We have
We had a good-
we
well-
have a new person though.
All right.
Chris
Chris M.
Probably make sure that Chris. has,
Marlo,
clothes
is
on
that
before-
you?
Yeah.
That would be incredible. Sorry. Sorry.
Disappointing. It's not Chris Marlowe.
Hey,
Kidding.
we love this Chris M.
This is the best Chris.
Hey,
Listen, who wants Chris Marlowe? We have this Chris M. What's up,
Marlowe.
Chris?
Hey, Chris. Thanks for joining.
Can
dude.
you hear me? I can
Yes.
Yeah. Are you ready to take on the steps?
I don't know if he can hear us.
Oh no.
I can hear Brendan. I can't hear anyone else.
Well,
All
right, well-
no, that's all you need to hear.
But he needs Katie, his helper.
We might have to have Brendan tell Katie. Brendan, say it.
All
Has to
right.
play telephone.
I can hear Katie.
Yes.
Okay.
Gee, you can hear Katie? Can
Let's
you
go
hear
for it,
Adam?
bud.
Then
All right,
that's
hold
all you
on.
need,
No,
man. That's
can
all
hear
you
it.
need.
All right, let me pull up these questions.
So, Katie, this is a trivia game. It's a Nuggets trivia. Chris is the contestant, but you're like the phone a friend. You
Okay.
if you
Who
know,
wants to be a millionaire? I'm okay.
you're the
Got it.
constant phone a friend, like every question. So.
The old version, not the crappy new version of Form.
Sure,
Video
yes.
Editor. That sucks.
Oh, man.
Understood.
This thing's
Oh,
moving
shit, I-
slow. Eh.
This is insane.
Adam, I think I have the wrong link, brother.
Okay, all right, I got you. Oh wait, but he can't hear me.
No.
Well, you have to.
All right, number one.
Great.
Brendan, you're gonna have to relay this. Who is the Nuggets starting shooting guard?
Chris, who was the Nuggets starting shooting guard to start the 2019-2020 season?
That would be Gary Harris.
Correct. Wow, the tension through the roof. Chris gets it.
My
We
heart
can
is
move
racing.
on
I
to
know.
question 2.
Katie
But I sent it
Diggs.
to you in the Slack if you can get it. But number two, how many championships have the Denver Nuggets won? Who wrote this question?
Evil.
Evil.
You got to relay it, Brendan. He can only hear you.
hey, Chris, number 2. How many championships have the Denver Nuggets won?
0.
That is correct.
I
and
think
also
the same number as the
Chris.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
There we go. Nice. Unnecessary shot at Katie, but
Yeah, wow.
Whatever, it's fine. Fine.
I still need you, Adam.
You still? Oh my God! All right, number three. Which team is currently the number 1 seed in the Western Conference?
Number 3. Which team is currently the number 1 seed in the Western Conference? You know this.
I
one,
just
right?
lost my audio. Give me 1 second. There we go. Try it again.
Which team is currently the number 1 seed in the Western Conference?
It's the LA Lakers.
I know their depressing answer. Wind, what's up? with questions?
This is the Rip on Harrison episode of the NBA Live show.
Number 4. Which team did the Nuggets acquire Danilo Gallinari from via trade?
Number 4. Which team did the Denver Nuggets acquire former forward Danilo Gallinari from via a trade? So which team sent Gallo to the Nuggets?
New York Knicks.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Number 5. I think I got it, Adam.
Do you?
What former Nugget earned the local nickname of the Mole?
Ooh.
Andre Iguodala.
Yeah! Screw that ball.
Man possessed.
All right,
Man on
Chris,
fire.
You know the drill. You have won a sticker pack.
He can't hear you.
God damn it.
Brendan
Yeah,
has
Chris,
to say this thing.
congratulations. You know the drill. You have won a sticker pack. Do you want the sticker pack, even though that's not really up to you? You know, you kind of know that already.
No, I got to go for
You
the
do.
T-shirt.
You do have to keep going. Wise man. Let's go to number 7.
6.
Which? Number 6? No, this jumps to set. I don't have 6.
What are you talking
You
about?
don't have 6. Okay, it's including this season. How many seasons has Michael Malone been the head coach?
Including this season. How many seasons has Michael Malone been the head coach? Katie, I promise it's not usually like this.
No, I'm here for it. This is like entertainment gold. We should hand you the Emmy right now. We should give you the Emmy.
Oh God.
So, Katie, I think it's 5. Is it 5? Is this his 5th season?
I think it's 5 too.
Here's the funniest part.
You gotta relay that,
Harrison
vote.
makes Harrison
I've got
makes
3
these questions.
No,
rosters
he
in
can
my
hear me.
basement.
Oh, he can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 5.
All right. 5 it is. Adam?
Well,
You guys have to understand something. I don't trust Harrison's answer on this.
He's wrong. He's out.
Bye, Chris. Thanks for hanging, Chris.
No, hold on a
We'll see
second.
you when
He
we see
gets
you.
5?
I am.
Yeah.
this
It's
is
5.
This is the
I'm
5th.
telling you, Harrison. It
I've
is
never been wrong with a question, yet you question every
This is
single
the
question.
wrong. Is this
It's
60?
5. It's 5. Jesus Christ,
Oh, yeah,
you
you
guys.
would.
Oh my God. Kick Adam out of this thing forever, man. I write the questions, Chris, and just for the record, I have never been wrong on a question. Yet I get questioned about every single one. Jeez, man.
Moving right along. Now we're on number 7, right?
Yeah, do you have it?
Yeah. Which Nuggets coach has the most wins in team history?
That'd be Doug Moe.
That is correct. You are not a stiff. You are right. Number 8. In which city did Mason Plumlee get into a kerfuffle last season,
I did not write this question.
causing Nikola Jokic to leave the bench and earn a suspension?
Do you know this one, Katie?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You can go to
remember
Katie.
it.
I was right there, you guys.
Yeah, it was crazy. If you were there, you won't forget.
You were mid
Jokic
kerfuffle.
just took like 2 steps
So
towards it.
Yep.
This is a great example of why the sideline reporter matters, because I went and talked to the fan that was in the middle of it
Oh, there you go.
right afterwards.
So, Chris, you can go to
Sideline
Katie.
reporters under
I'm
the
gonna have
answer.
to go to Katie. I can't remember.
Utah.
Utah. That's
She
right.
is correct.
Yeah.
Question
Katie,
number
man, the best
9.
helper ever.
You are the best helper ever. Most of our other helpers, submarine, are contestants.
Oh, this question is crazy.
Question number 9. When is super mascot Rocky's birthday?
Oh,
This is a trick question.
why is it a trick question?
I don't know if they have an exact date, but his birthday party at the Pepsi Center changes every year.
It does. It does.
Oh,
I one time showed up with my teenage kids, and they were the only kids over about 7.
Rocky's birthday.
Rocky's birthday.
Rocky's birthday is whenever the game presentation department wants Rocky's birthday to be.
There is an official one though, isn't there? Let's go with November 23rd.
She had it. It's a trick question. Verbatim. I wrote. It's a trick question.
You can lead a horse to
I
water,
tried.
but you cannot make him drink. That was
Unbelievable.
incredible helper.
Extraordinary
What the
stuff.
heck happened on November 23rd at Pepsi?
Not that.
It's been an incredible birthday party.
I think that's maybe when he took his over 7-year-old children to Rocky's birthday party.
That might have been when it was this year, and that might have, yeah.
That seems like the appropriate way to end whatever this episode was. It was a hot mess, but it was a ton of fun because Katie Winge was here. Katie, thanks so much for hanging out and taking the time.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me anytime.
Hopefully we'll
Thanks,
see you in
Katie.
person soon. Thanks so much to everyone.
Prepared next time.
So will we, hopefully.
Thanks to Jarrett for trying, Chris for trying, the rest of you for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon for the Friday show. Until then, peace.
Bye, everybody.